Hello everyone, welcome to today's our online class. Today we'll discuss the summary of the play The Proposal written by Anton Chipko. Let's discuss the theme of the play. The play depicts the future of marriage that are arranged with selfish intentions such as greedy and other things. So he's telling us what will happen if the marriages are for money, thinking about the wealth, like that things. He said it in a humorous way, but even though it will be easily understandable. So let's check the main characters. There are three characters. They are Lamov, Natalia, and Chipko. Natalia is the daughter of Chipko. Chipko and Lamov are neighbors. Lamov. Lamov is a 35-year-old bachelor. He's a rich landowner. He lacks confidence about himself and for everything. He gets nervous quickly and often falls sick. So Lamov is the main character there. He's a 35-year-old bachelor, rich landowner, but he lacks confidence about himself and easily gets nervous and falls sick. Natalia, she's a 25-year-old daughter of Chipko. She's quarrelsome and always money-minded woman. She was desperate to get married. According to her father, she's a lousy cat. So Natalia is the daughter of Chipko. So she's 25-year-old, still she didn't get married. So she was desperate about that. She always feeling bad that she didn't get married. So remember, she's a quarrelsome woman and money-minded woman, always thinking about the money. So let's check the Chipko. Chipko is wealthy but a greedy person. Chipko is the father of Natalia. He's stupid and quarrelsome like Natalia. He also quarrelsome. Rather unfriendly with his neighbor Lomo. He doesn't like Lomo. That means unfriendly, not in a friendly manner. Chipko feels it is his responsibility to marry off his daughter. So let's check what happens when the play opens. In the opening scene, you can see Chipko and Lamov are talking in Chipko's house. Lamov is in formal dressing. Chipko is there. Lamov goes to Chipko's house to propose to his daughter Natalia. Lamov went to Chipko's house to propose. He wanted to ask to Lamov Chipko whether he will allow to marry his daughter. He's not in love with Natalia, but as he is 35 already, he decided to marry her. Remember, Lamo is not in love with Natalia, but he's already 35 years old. So he decides to marry her. But when this man, Lamo, comes to Chipko's house, Chipko is never know what is the reason. Why did he come to his home? He doesn't know about that. At the same time, Loma was already thinking about that it's too late to get married. So that's why he decided to go to there and ask Natalia to get married. So Natalia, we know who is Natalia. Natalia is a desperate to get married as she is 25 already. Remember, she is a quarrelsome lady, always thinking about the money-minded woman. And she always wanted to get married. She thinks that it's late to marry. It's 25 years old. Chipko's reaction. Remember, on seeing Lomo, Chipko pretends to be cordial with him, to be friendly. He thought when seeing Chipko feels that, or he acts like he likes him, is feel friendly with Lomo. He's thinking that Lomo has come to borrow money. Chipko thought when Lomo come to his home, Chipko thought that he came there to borrow some money. So he already thought he will never give the money. He didn't know that Lomo come to Chipko's house to propose his daughter. He thought he came here there to borrow some money, so he decided not to give money. In his mind, he already decided. But when he comes to know about the real purpose of his visit, he gets very excited. But remember, when he know the real reason, real purpose, why Lomo come to Chipko's house, Chipko get very excited. As he is getting old, he wants to marry off his daughter as soon as possible. So he thought this is his duty. His duty to arrange a marriage for his daughter, to marry off his daughter. So when he knew that, Lomo came to his house not for money, instead he came there with a proposal to marry his daughter. He was very excited. Chipko was very excited because he wanted to marry off his daughter as soon as possible. So he was very excited to hear it. So now Natalia's entry is there. Remember, Natalia, she doesn't know the purpose of Lomo's visit. When Natalia enters to the scene, she doesn't know why Lomo came to her house. Just before he is about to propose to her, a controversy pops up between the two of them regarding the ownership of a piece of land. So she saw he is in formal dress, but even though she doesn't know why did he come there. So before Lomo starts proposing, a controversy pops up in between them regarding a piece of land. The name of the land is that Oxen Meadows. So they started talking each other. Remember, they both are, oh, he's a rich man. The same time, she's money-minded woman. She's quarrelsome. Remember, quarrelsome, always making the quarrels. So because before he proposed her, they were talking about some of the land, some of the rich, the places, the wealth and everything. They were talking each other, and that Oxen Meadows also came in between the talk. So they both arguing for the land, for the ownership of that land. Now we can check what was the controversy there. So the controversy there about the land, ownership of the land, Oxen Meadows. Lomo says that really that land, that Oxen Meadows belongs to one of his aunts. His aunt give that land to the peasants of her father's grandfather. For what she gave that land, to use that land for 40 years. 40 years. That peasants means the workers. They can work in that. They can use that land and they can make bricks there. So aunt gave that land for them to use for 40 years. 40 years. So really that belongs to Lomo's aunt. So now the 40 years finished. So now he will be the inheritant of that land. That means he will be the owner of that land. But Natalia thought that belongs to their grandfathers because they were using it almost 40 years. He doesn't know about this deal and other things. So he says that I have the proofs. I will show you the documents to prove that one. But they started fighting, quarreling each other. After a lot of accusations, Lomo becomes unwell and his heart starts palpitating. That's he cannot unable to breathe. He leaves their house in anger. So they were about that controversy. They started arguing. So the argument goes wild, and after that, what happened? We already know Lomo is a sick person, nervous person. So he feels unwell and he wants to leave the house. He left the house. When Natalia gets to know the real purpose of his visit, she creates a scene and tells her father to get Lomo back. So remember, when after that quarrel, Lamo feel unwell and he left that house. When he left the house, then only Natalia came to know what's the reason, what's the real reason Lamo's visit, the purpose of his visit. Then he wanted to call him back. She asked his father, sorry, she asked her father to call Lamo back. This time, Natalia is very sweet to Lamo, but unfortunately, there is yet another argument between the two. They were talking about this time Lamo and Natalia fight over the superiority of their respective dogs, Gus and Scuser. So, second time when he came back, Natalia was behaving sweetly, but another argument starts. What is that about the superiority of the dogs? The dogs Gus and Scuser. They both again arguing about that he says his dog is better than her dog, and she says her dog is better than his dog. So another argument starts there. So the author wants to show the readers that how the arguments are starting in between them without any relevant reasons. So Lamo gets unconscious. Too weak to argue, he falls into the chair exhausted. Natalia and Chipko think that he's dead. So he was already tired, so he can't argue more. He falls down exhausted. So they both, Natalia and Chipko, both thought that he is dead. We know that he is a nervous person, so unable to argue, he falls down and they both thought he's dead. Well, Lamo comes back to his sense. Chipko gives his daughter's hand in Lamo's hand and gives his consent for the wedding on Natalia's behalf. So when he works up, when he comes to his sense, Chipko suddenly gives his daughter's hands to his hand and give the consent to getting the married. So because he thought that it is needed to send her, marry of her as soon as possible. So before starting the another argument, he allowed them to get married. He accepted that. Even though Natalia also happy to marry Lomo. But there is a problem is that any time there will be a quarrel because we have seen two quick quarrel in between them. So here Natalia's father is not at all wanted to let that quarrel goes on. Natalia and Lamo continue to argue over their dogs again. After this consent also, they started arguing again. When the curtain falls, the reader is left guessing about the fate of this couple after the two get married. So we wanted to think what will be the fate of this family because this couple because they after the consent also they started arguing over their dogs. So it shows the writer shows that there will be any time there will be quarrel in between these two couples because she is very quarrelsome. So the writer wants to say that marriage must be done by the mind, not for the wealth and other things. If you have any doubts, you can ask it in the comment box. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Bye.